Hi, I'm Pat Keegan and welcome back to the DIY Home Build channel. Hopefully this video will be a little bit shorter than the other one. The previous video was basically to talk about all the different complexities there are into making drawers and selecting the right drawer hardware for your cabinet. Now we're actually going to be installing that drawer hardware. And so what I've done is, or what I will be doing is, I've already actually installed the 4 on the one side, so now what I'm going to do is install the 4 on this side, and they're repeated exactly the same way. So the first thing you want to do with these 3732 slides is, just so it's easier to get in, I know you can do some of this stuff without doing this, but it's fine. I'm just going to pull it out. There's a small black tab right here, and it allows me to push it in and just pull the inner bracket or the inner slide that connects to the drawer actually out. And then what I'm going to be doing is basically using this hole right here, so I'll need to hold this middle slide up a little bit to get at that hole. That's the hole that's going to go in the face frame. I'm going to take one of these, and always make sure they face into the slide, not the other way around, and pop that on like so, so that I've got it. I'll extend it out a little bit. And this is one of the 22 inches. I've already measured using the story stick, as I've shown you in the previous video. I've measured up from the bottom of the cabinet 3 inches, 10 inches, 17 inches, and 24 inches in order to make sure that I've got the right spacing for all the drawer hardware that we're going to put on. So now all I'm going to do is basically drop it into the hardware, drop the hardware into the cabinet box. And you might not be able to see exactly here, but I've got a mark in the inside of the cabinet here, and I'll measure just to make sure in order to secure this rear mounting L bracket here to the base. But for right now, I'm just going to make sure when I push this down that it's just sitting flush, or just below flush is okay on this cabinet. And I line it up with the center of my mark. Let me first get the screw gun ready. Now this is a smaller screw gun so that I can fit it between the inside of the cabinet, which is fine, between the face frames. It is just a smaller screw gun. It's a torque driver, so you're going to hear it make some noise. But anyway, I line up the hole with my mark in the center of my mark, and then I just go ahead and drill in. And I'm going to repeat that for the next 3, or the next, 1, 2, 3. And let me grab the other package here, which I didn't open. I apologize. So you get to watch me open it. Okay, I'm going to repeat the same process. I'm going to put the end bracket on. Just make sure it snaps into place. There's a little tab here on the back that snaps it into place. Pull this out. Pull the other one out, and I'll just set those aside here. Put it down into the cabinet, and I know just setting it just below flush is good. Line it up in the center with my mark. Of course, let me get the screw set ready, making sure I can see everything. Line it up, get it just below flush. Okay. And then on to the next one. Again, pull the bracket out. We'll put all these back in just a second. Get this guy on. Let's get this out a little more. Get this edge just below flush. Okay, and then I got one more, which is the 18-inch slide. Again, pull that guy out, put the bracket on. Just below flush. Need another screw. Now, there's easier ways of doing this slightly. I can actually have spacer blocks on the inside, but then they've got to be measured right, and you know, this is just a pretty straightforward, easy way of doing it. Put this guy down here. Again, just below flush here. Okay, now what I need to do is just anchor the back, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put one screw in the horizontal slot that you'll see here on the bottom of these things, and I'm just going to double check my measurements with the tape measure just before in, and then I won't set any other screws until I actually put the drawer in and can make sure that the drawer moves flexibly the way it's supposed to. Then I'll just make sure I put in a couple of extra screws in the back to make sure that I hold that in together. So I'll measure these down. Whoop, there goes one screw, I have to get that. Okay, and don't forget, I got to use a spacer block in the side of the cabinet like so that I can make sure that the two slides are exactly parallel, the same distance apart in the front as they are in the back. So don't forget that, that's very important. And then I'll check the tape with my mark. We should be at 4 1/4 there. 3 inches from the face frame. Alright, if it moves a little bit, that's okay. There's still some play and I can tighten that up, you know, when I go. So this one is at 10 inches. Okay, it's just to hold it together. Again, just checking my measurements again, because I don't like to have to put these things in more than once or have to move or adjust them too much. A little wiggle room is fine, but if you have to reset the screws and it just creates a problem, can create a problem. Again, I'll move my spacer block down. Make sure that that's where it should be measurement-wise. Good, that should work. And then the last one is the 18-inch guy. And just to make sure that he's 3 inches up from the bottom, like we said, throw in my spacer block. That's why it's always good. It's always good to do the measurements to a center line, because then it doesn't matter how many brackets you have or what size the bracket is or what size the slide is. It just makes it easier all the way around. Double check my measurement because my line seems to have disappeared. 3 inches, and Okay, then I can go ahead and put all of these guys back. Okay. Okay, and there you have it. So I've got all 4 pairs of drawer slides. Don't forget to remove my spacer block. Anchored into the face frame just below flush with the surface. I mean, literally a hair below flush with the surface. They're all integrated into the back. You can see, hopefully you can see, there's a horizontal slot, and you always put the screws in the slots first so that you can make any final adjustments that you need up or down, and then you put the final screws in the actual round holes so that you can do that. Now I'm going to leave this like this until we get our drawer boxes in, and then I'll put another segment to this video together that shows you how to put some spacer blocks on these. I'm going to basically put 4.5 inch spacer blocks across here so that I can just set the drawer on them, pull out the slide, screw it into the drawer, and the drawer will be mounted. Nothing fancy. I could also, since I know that everything is exactly in the center, I could also take this piece off again and just mount it in the center of the actual drawer. We can do it either way. It makes it easy. That's why make your process repeatable, make it efficient, measure to center lines, and the installation should go relatively smoothly. So there you have it, and I hope they found that helpful. Again, sorry about the length of the previous video. There's just a lot to talk about with drawers, but once you get it all planned out and you get the hardware that you know that you need to use, and you get your story stick or your measurements, accurately figured out, the installation can be actually pretty easy. So I appreciate you watching. I look forward to your comments, and if you've done stuff like this before, go ahead and post your stories or videos. I'd certainly like to hear them. And in the meantime, check out our blog. There'll be a written description or a post about the different drawer hardware and the measurements, and I'll also post the Excel spreadsheet that I use, which is really easy to compute all these different measurements of the spaces and everything. Until next time, I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching the DIY Home Build channel.